So, Hallie, let's talk about this new airline. You heard there, Tony Douglas says he wants this to be a true disruptor in terms of the guest experience. Well, I have a few questions like, how is it going to differentiate to compete with Qatar and Emirates and Etihad, three pretty well-established full-service long-haul airlines in the region? Also, what happens to Saudia? That's the airline that Saudi Arabia already has. Is this new airline going to serve alcohol, for example? That's something that you don't get on Saudia. And I think, more importantly, is this extra regional capacity really going to result in lower fares for you and I? I think either way, it's going to serve as a pretty important connector for Saudi as Vision 2030 gathers pace, but the devil is going to be in the detail.
No doubt about it, Dan. I mean, lower fares, if only. But I think the bigger question is how this fits into the overall vision of the Crown Prince, of Mohammed bin Salman, because at the end of the day, this is a country, Saudi Arabia, that has northwards of $1 trillion invested across various asset classes in the United States treasuries, et cetera. And you have to understand that this is Saudi Arabia making an investment in a U.S. company, which is, of course, Boeing. So I think that's significant, particularly in light of all the national security concerns we've seen lately with this China broker deal between Tehran and Riyadh, that they're still willing, of course, to put their money where their mouth is when it comes to investing in the United States and vice versa. That's what they're looking for from the United States, from the Americans. And it also speaks, frankly, to the amount of momentum that's behind this move in Saudi tourism in terms of adding jobs, in terms of growth, and in terms of the billions of dollars they expect in tourism revenues over the next 10 to 20 years. And also to the broader Vision 2030. I mean, they're really following the playbook that we've seen other countries in the GCC following over the last several years, over the last decade. Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, adding Etihad Airways when technically they already had a fully functioning, as you say, long-haul airline that was working very, very well in Emirates. The need to do that. So I think that that's going to speak, frankly, to Mohammed bin Salman's vision for this country going forward. And you're seeing that play out in real time in these deals, Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. 20 billion in non-oil GDP, 200,000 plus jobs. We'll see what happens next.